Look at that. A little brother-to-brother podcast.
Hey,
That's
look
sweet.
at that. No
Not bad. You can curse. It's okay.
I know.
Although we're live on your page, too.
Yeah,
so.
that's right,
Hey to everybody watching already. Hey, how's it going?
You got people.
I hope you all can hear us. We're not, like, amplified today. We're in my apartment. we haven't been back to the
studio in a
the
while.
Bat Cave in a while.
It's true. We're on location again, which is cool.
So last week
I
we
like
did
this.
at
This is
Mom and
like-
Dad's house.
I tuned in this morning on my ride to work, so I caught up a little bit. You guys did last week.
Well, for everyone tuning in, we have a very special guest on today's episode, my brother Joe.
Well,
And welcome.
welcome. Thanks for having me, guys. This is a lot of fun.
Well,
This
we
is
just
pretty cool.
started.
We're getting-
We just started, yeah.
I'm already having fun. We had the pre.
Wait till
thing.
Joe gets ranting and.
You know what? I don't want to go off too far today because I'm just going to talk about unrelated things.
That's all right. It always goes like this. We're all over the
like
place.
how to treat someone's animals when you go to their house.
Oh shit! Let's not open up that
Oh,
bag.
boy.
I've been seeing
Yeah.
so many posts about that. Let's not even. It's like politics these
when
days.
you go to someone's house, you respect them, their place, and their animals. It's their house.
I agree. We never grew up with pets.
No, that's
You
why
know,
But I still
wanted
know
for
to-
some reason that popped into my head the other day, and I was thinking about, I don't know, like you guys with dogs and stuff. Like you never had dogs, cats. Oh, because we were talking about. Someone made a joke about you getting a cat.
Vicky.
Yeah, and
The
I
cat
don't know if I had
queen.
mentioned it to you because the only thing I think worse than a weird cat lady is probably a weird cat dude. You know,
Yeah.
like if you had 4 cats and lived
it's
here
like a
by
lot
yourself.
of dudes have cats, though.
I know. It's a little. I don't know. I don't know how girls see that. Like if a dude lives by himself in an apartment with 4 cats.
How many is too many? That's the question.
I don't like cats, so
How many is too
any
many
is too
cats?
many. Anybody?
Right in.
Yeah. More than one. I inherited a cat. And
That's
we had
right.
a rough going on in the beginning, but we were tight at the end.
Oh, Frank just joined.
Nice.
I don't mean to get too off, but I went to I Play America today.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Did you see him?
With work? No.
Oh, I think he was off today. Today's Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was off today.
And
no,
it's like
I think he
didn't.
was.
I was gonna reach out to him. Nicolina says 2 tiny dogs isn't weird. No, 2 tiny dogs is not weird. But anyone else? I have 2 chihuahuas. Well, one. The other one's next. But she lives in my house. Oh, Frank said he did work today. Well, were you there at like 9 or 10? No, 10 in the morning, I think is when we got there. From like 10 to, I don't know, about 12:30 we were there.
Should have went and said hi. Told you to go say hi.
You know what? I was going to reach out to Frank and ask him if he was going to be there or whatever, but I get a little weird sometimes. Like even on Monday, we went on another trip.
Mm-hmm.
I saw Shayla's mom there, and
Right.
I was able to say hello to her for like half a second.
Right.
But it's like depending on what kid you have, like you and the environment that you're in, you can't like take your eyes off them for like a second.
Sure.
You know, because they will bolt or pinch or bite somebody, and that's just, you don't need that.
You know, I was thinking earlier that we should probably have Joe come back at another time, and you two guys should talk a lot about like what you do versus what he does.
I'm
And
curious. I want to know more.
We had a
about,
good chat
like,
that night when at the Dublin house we were talking a little bit
Yeah,
about
yeah.
the similarities and things. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
so for
Because I
our
think I need
viewers,
to.
why don't you tell our viewers your like main gig, what you do?
I only do podcasts at the nighttime, but no, I'm a social worker, so I do I have a daytime gig where I supervise a bunch of therapists, and then at nighttime I have a couple nights a week I do like a private therapy gig here in Red Bank. So I got out a little
That
early
sounds
tonight,
really
so I was
cool.
because otherwise we were starting the podcast like 10:30 tonight, but luckily I was able to get out a little early. So
I'm okay with that. I mean, I apologize for being a little late today.
We're all night
no
out.
problem.
My sleep schedule's been so messed up. I can
Yeah.
only imagine
Mine too.
what you've been going through.
You know what? I've gotten used to it. I've even gotten to a point where it's like I can get up at 6:30
Yeah.
on a Tuesday after getting home at like 3.
You do get used to it. I mean, I did it last summer too, and it's just
It's weird. It's like I won't be tired. Too tired today. Like today at work was fine. I also drank I think like a gallon of iced tea.
It's the next day.
For the caffeine. But yeah, tomorrow I'll probably be completely shot.
It's crazy.
So,
but not only do you do all that, obviously, but the main reason why we brought Joe on is because you're a big what's the word? Fundraiser extraordinaire.
Make sure you use the right word there. No. I didn't know what was coming next.
Like, we used to fight a lot and say the bad names to each other, but everything's all good. But yeah, you've done not only so. Joe's coming on to talk about a specific fundraiser event that's happening. We've been a part of it, but not only I would say that's probably the main one that you do, but there's the one with the RBC alumni game and like other various ones that you've done, which is inspiring to not only people like us, but like a lot of other people. To be, what's like your motivation? I mean, I know your motivation behind the when you're talking about today, but just in fundraising and giving back.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's like it's fun to do. I mean, the hockey one we did for like a long time. I'm trying to remember. This year I think was the 11th year. And obviously, we'll talk about like the cause we do now. But in the beginning, it was like, let's get everyone we went to high school to come back and play hockey and talk and drink some beers, and and we just picked a random charity and donated money to. And then obviously after, I had kids, we went through all that. We kind of just focused it towards that, and it's still the same thing. It's like every year, it's gotten easier now. Just shoot out an email, dude, who wants to play some hockey? Here's the date. It's the day after or the day before Easter. Because everyone's home from college, and play, go out, Dublin House, drink some beers, and that's been fun. But the music one, we really, I kind of just said to my wife one day, like after we do this hockey one, but here's my idea, and I think I talked to Mike. I'm like, here's my idea, like, can we pull it off? And it's been a lot of fun. I mean, obviously we want to raise like as much money as we can, but I think to us, as just like a family, it's not as much about like the money that we're pulling in. I mean, obviously that's important, but just kind of keeping it fresh and like just having fun with what kind of we've experienced.
It is
so
a really
fun.
good time. Like we've been. How many did we play as the cover band? Because you probably have. Did you?
I think I missed one. I think I missed 1 year.
I'm trying to think. Yeah.
I think I was away for some reason for 1 year. I don't know what's going on. Oh, there we go. But yeah, it's been a couple. We did
at least 2.
No, I think we did 2 with Vicky. I remember we did one with Becca too.
Huh.
Yeah.
So we did at least 3.
Vicky's not here and she's not listening, but because there was the one that she played.
Yeah.
But not with us.
Right.
She played 2 actually before you guys. I brought one of the CDs because the first year we did this like complimentary CD of like 2 songs from each band, and then we like sold it or whatever. I brought it because she was like part of that. She was like our opening act for the first.
And you have that CD here?
I do.
That's gonna be great.
I couldn't find. I have to find the flash stick.
We're putting it on the website.
On
Vicky's little. Sorry.
Yeah. No, I think this is funny. I wish she was listening.
We'll put it on the website, sweettalkersnj.com. Check it out.
Vicky's solo career.
Vicky's solo career. No, she does. I Want You Back. I think
really?
That's the only thing I remember. She did that in a couple of originals.
I'm like smiling and like kind of like half joking, but I'm sure she did a great job because she is awesome.
She was awesome, and it's funny
because she gets all squeamish about it when we mention it. So.
Yeah,
that's why I like to bust her chops about it.
So
probably shouldn't be talking into the side of the microphone.
Yeah,
I'm having microphone issues.
Microphone.
But
sitting issues.
I didn't play 1 year.
That's right.
So
that's it. Yeah.
Year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that year. That was a tough year because I think we were supposed to go on at a certain time. We ended up going on a little bit later.
Yeah, and usually we do double headers that day, which is fun. I think last year
that day I had to drive the van down there.
Yes,
and it was, first of all, it was just trying to find parking for a van and a trailer, and I don't drive a trailer like Sal or Chris does.
Yeah,
and,
they do it all the time.
And they were the two that weren't there. Sal or Chris wasn't there, so we couldn't.
Right.
I think I spent like an hour looking for parking.
Well, I think it was it last year that, I think you guys were all there, but I think Chris was like running late or something.
Maybe it was
Yeah.
No,
because I
like
drove his truck home.
Right.
That's right.
He drove his truck there. I drove his truck home because he was drinking.
Well, this past year, I don't think we played afterwards. Did we?
No. This was
Or was that the time we went to the Osprey afterwards? That was 2 years
Osprey?
ago.
All kind of blend together.
Was it the Osprey or was it in Morristown?
Yes.
Yeah.
So 2 years ago, we did the event, and then we headed over to the Osprey down the street.
It was pretty close, Belmar to Manasquan.
Yeah, and then last year, you're right. I think we were done, and we headed up to
and it was raining or
Morristown, the Grasshopper. Which, side note, whoever's listening, this weekend we will be Friday at Water Street in Toms River, and Saturday we'll be at the Grasshopper.
In Morristown.
Super psyched to be back at the Grasshopper. Come out. Come party. Can you... So we're like talking about this event, but we haven't really like said what it's about. Can you take us from the beginning to just what it's about, what it's for, what usually goes on, where it's been in the past, and
Sure. So before I forget, because I'll like tell a story and then forget to mention where it is. So it's going to be September 30th this year at the Headliner in Neptune. New venue.
I'm excited for that one.
Yeah, it was really a good suggestion by you guys. We've over time like tried to like pump up and change some things to bring in some people, and we're like, let's try a new venue. So it's going to be there, and we're also changing it to September because it's normally been in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
And we were just thinking, all the time we hear from people like, well, I got this vacation plan or I got this going on. I know, just in terms of bands, like you guys are always, you and everybody else is so busy in the summer. So we're like, you know what, let's enjoy the summer. We'll plan it and let's do it like in September, especially now that my kids are in school, with friends that they have in school. So it's at the Headliner, September 30th, 3 to 7. And we just have a bunch of bands. It's the Chelsea Delivers Hope. It used to be the Summer Family Music Festival. Now we just cut the summer piece out. But, essentially we raise money for the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia and specifically the Congenital Diaphragmatic Hernia research stuff and also the Special Delivery Unit, which essentially those things are kind of where we've decided. We've learned over the time so many people who have, I went to CHOP for this and I did that, and so where we just started to do that was my daughter Chelsea was diagnosed with congenital diaphragmatic hernia, and for those who don't know exactly what that is, essentially when a baby's kind of in utero, everything kind of forms and grows and all that other stuff. What happens with this is that the diaphragm, which is essentially the piece of muscle that keeps your digestive organs, your stomach and all that stuff down low, and your lungs and your heart up top, kind of separates that around the rib cage, that like fails to form. So what happens is that the some of the digestive organs, like the stomach, sometimes the liver, that could be bad. Some of the intestines like migrate into the chest, and as a baby's forming, it really constricts the lung and heart, growth, which isn't really a problem. Like people get freaked out, but it's not a problem when babies are in their mother's stomach because of the umbilical cord and all that. But when they cut the cord, then a kid's got to like breathe and survive on their own, and it could be, pretty challenging. So she got diagnosed with that. And where we came up with the music thing was we essentially, after the diagnosis, obviously some scary stuff, we went down to CHOP. They're like, we're referring you there. They're the number one place in the country for it. You know, and we met with doctors, you know, MRIs, all stuff all day. And the doctor comes in and says, well, if your kid is a rock star, you know, here's the you know, the likelihood. You know, we don't know the prognosis and stuff. If they're a rock star, they'll have surgery 3 days after being born. We'll put everything back in place. You'll spend a couple of weeks in the NICU, depending on how she does, and then you'll go home. So we kind of took that rock star theme and ran with it, you know, and just talked a lot about, like, kind of being, you know, doing that stuff. So, you know, luckily she did well, and then over time, you know, that happened, and then we had a second kid who they said, well, you're going to have an easy one like this. There's no chance of it happening again, not very slim chance of it happening again. You should be fine. And lo and behold, she was also delivered at CHOP. We were told at the time one of a handful of families to deliver 2 kids there. So, kind of longer story than it should have been, but essentially, you know, there's things in between, but essentially we're like, let's, you know, like I said, let's throw a music festival and raise money. And, you know, music was such a huge part. It's always been a huge part of our life, but just been a huge part of, like, what got us through some of the scary times, and which is so much fun. And we're like, let's do it and have, you know, like I said, however much money we raise, but let's have fun, you know, remembering this and helping other people
Right.
with what's going on. So thanks for helping us out.
Well, I say thanks for having us.
Yes.
I mean, and having us do it. I think it's great. Like, I'm, like, honored to be a part of it.
Yeah.
And to be able to do stuff, you know, for that. I'm looking forward to it, and I think it's going to be exciting. I think we should also have you back on again as it comes. Like, we were talking
For
about
sure.
this too.
I
as
mean,
it comes closer.
it's like a ways away. So
Yeah.
as we, I mean, you know, we've been talking and planning and doing a lot of stuff, which we can talk about some of the stuff that's already locked in. But it's going to be good. And the closer we get, the more, obviously, you know, we'll all know about what's going to be happening. But so that's great. And yeah, I echo Joe, this Joe, that, you know, we're obviously honored to be a part of it. And obviously it holds a dear place to my heart.
Mm-hmm.
But so let's maybe talk about what can people expect if they want to go, they want to help out. If they don't want to just send in money, which there is a way to just, you know, if you can't make it, you can just donate money, which is great and appreciative. But what about families who want to go? Like, what can they expect?
We're gonna, you know, follow kind of, you guys tend to share a lot of stuff, but we have a Chelsea Delivers Hope Facebook page. Follow that because we tend to post a lot of stuff on that. What they can essentially expect is it's a family-friendly event. So it's at Headliner, which is going to be exciting because they're allowing us to do some different things this year. You know, but essentially tickets will be going on sale soon. You can buy tickets. We'll put up all that information. And then they come and they're going to hear bands all day. I think we got, obviously, you guys, which is always a highlight, and people love hearing music and a bunch of bands throughout the day.
Is there anyone we could also say who's locked in? Can you tell Calvin's story real quick?
Yeah. I'll fill into that. So basically, it's, you know, a bunch of bands all day. You come and hear music. There's a bunch of, in the past when we've done it at Bar A, we've some licensing, gambling stuff. We've had like door prizes, so you get 3 tickets and you get some stuff. This year we're going to be able to have like a silent auction, which really helps to raise some more money. And there's some really cool stuff going along with that. And we get some really awesome prizes. One year we had a vacation that went down, and just a bunch of really cool prizes. And people love to do that. And you just come. There's a buffet. There's food. You know, and for the kids, like, there's crafts, there's things all day. Sometimes we have characters that come out, face painters, all sorts of characters. You know, characters, face painters,
we'll
all
tell that
sorts
story
of things.
when the cameras are off.
And that. So that's a lot of fun. But you know, as you mentioned, you know, Calvin O'Coolidge is a kid that, I mean, he's played with us every year. I think, as we mentioned last year when you guys were running late, he finally played like a full. He's been with us every year, and he played like a full set. And I kind of went up to him because I think Mike was like, "Hey, like, I think somebody's running late. Like, we're not ready to go." So I was like, "Calvin, like, can you keep playing, man?" He's like, "Yeah, sure, no problem." And he probably could play forever, but he's a kid that we met actually from like social media. Chop posted a video about I guess on American Idol several years ago. There was a kid who had like a stuttering issue and some challenges there, and like singing. Like, was a great singer, and singing actually has been shown to help those who struggle with stuttering because, you know, for a variety of reasons. So they posted a video of him because he was on Action News down in the Philadelphia area, and they're like, "Oh, he's from Bordentown, New Jersey." So
I didn't even know this part of the story. By the
really?
way, I had no idea.
So I don't know what it was, the chicken or the egg, but his grandmother must have wrote in on the post or something, and I'm like, "We're hosting this music festival. We'd love him to be a part of it." So somehow I got in touch with his mom, Tina, who's been awesome, and the whole family's just been awesome. And every single year they've like come in. So the first year he played one song, which just like people were like in awe, and he can play. And then every year like there's like 3 songs the next year. And like I said, last year he did a full set, and he's in college now, so he's kind of come a long way.
That's great. What school does he go to?
I think he goes to TCNJ.
Oh, cool.
And his mom always like following on social media. He's always singing, playing guitar. Last year he was playing guitar, he's playing piano and singing, and he's really good. And I think that's been as much fun for us, for Lauren and the kids and I, to get to meet this family and just to see like in a different way how much music can heal and can make people just feel good.
Yeah.
And he's awesome. Last year he put together, I brought you guys one of those too, a CD that he put out. He went in the studio, recorded it, and he, sold it at the event and other places and just gave us 100% of the profit. So,
wow.
like,
That's
it's just
awesome.
a weird connection. He's just an awesome young man, awesome family. So he'll be there again. I think we
Awesome.
got him locked in for a full set.
That's
so.
awesome. And we already talked about, we'll definitely have him come up for a song with us, which he did. Did he do that last year?
No.
Didn't he do
think
Don't
so.
Stop Believing? Like,
Yeah,
he did come up.
Oh, awesome.
He did that one year, and then he did way back when, I think, when Becca was in the band, he did Here We Lay in Kings of Leon.
Sex on Fire.
Sex on Fire. Thank
Yeah.
you. I'm pretty sure. But we'll. I feel like we always throw it at him. I think last year I went up to him. I was like, "Hey, you want to sit in on a song with us?" And he's like, "Yeah. Let me look through your catalog." That could be obviously a little, but we'll give him a call.
Sure.
and
it's just
set
just
something up.
Fascinating.
He's great though. He sounds so good. He's got such a powerful voice. It's very like just resonates. He's awesome.
And to me, just fascinating because, like, over the years, I've talked to his family and stuff, and just hearing how, like, I think his mom told me one year, like, it was a really big step, and he was really proud of him because he ordered a Dunkin' Donuts coffee. Like, but when you hear him sing, and we don't see him that often, like, you hear him sing, you don't realize what he's struggling with or he's gone through. And just really awesome. And sings really good. I mean, just a lot of fun. So,
yeah. That's great. And I don't know if anyone else is like 100% locked in, but we have been throwing out a couple other people we've talked about.
Right.
So as that happens,
we'll kind of lock them in and good to go.
And we'll announce them.
Yeah.
Do a lot of cross promoting on all of our pages, and
thank you.
One more time. Just keep throwing it out there. What's it's the Chelsea Delivers Hope is the Facebook page.
Yep. Chelsea Delivers Hope is the Facebook page. September 30th, headliner. We'll post some stuff there.
Yeah.
We've given Mike some rights now since he's great with all the social media stuff to help us out because sometimes I feel like I'm young, but I'm a little behind in the way social media works.
I can relate.
So.
Yeah, we have he could be part of the segment. The Teaching Joe Technology segment.
Yeah.
Since we
It's
both
fitting,
named
huh?
Joe.
Yeah, it's fitting.
What did we learn today? Did we learn anything today?
The
You're
volume
getting
on
better
your phone,
with
yeah.
I mean, I'm trying.
Is there anything coming up over there that we need to answer? Anybody writing anything?
No.
No?
Well, actually, just Frank said that he was there.
That's cool.
This morning.
I'm going to check. It
Is that
looks like we
unrelated?
might have some
That's-
comments on the other page. Hold on. Keep talking.
Well, the one thing I want to ask you guys, like, so we've talked about a lot of different bands and things, and it's been amazing over the years. Like,
Nick Marucci's watching.
Nick Marucci, we're going to the Grasshopper Saturday night before me his baptism. So
Miss
just
you, Nick.
the awesome bands we've had, and like, I forget even how I found some of them, like people you've known, and the music's been really great. But I don't even think we've talked about this. But I was thinking, if some of these other bands don't work out, I heard of a really great U2 cover band that we can get to play at the event. I don't know what you guys are thinking about that.
Joe
you son of a
obviously was
bitch.
listening to our podcast.
You listened
last-
to our podcast last week. I was
like that.
actually.
You did the
I
research.
did.
I was. I was a little.
I thought you were
Go ahead,
serious
go
for a
ahead,
second.
go ahead. I can't because I'm trying to wrap. I'm sorry.
I don't mean to
Yeah.
bring that back up. I just
I'm
never knew
trying
you
to
get
wrap
so
my head
intense about
around
that.
Not even just U2, but a U2 cover band.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay,
Why?
hold on. So, I got a little heated last week when we were talking about
a little.
don't see you get
classic
like
rock
that.
bands. U2. I just don't like U2, and it was funny. Two things I wanted to say is one, apologies. We did not post a video. It is on YouTube from last week's podcast. You can go on our YouTube page and check it out. And it was at Joe and I's former house that we used to live in at
Share
our
a room.
parents' house. Used to share a room. Yeah, we're talking about that too. But anyways, you can go watch that, or you can check it out on the app, the podcast iTunes app. That episode is up. We were just a little late getting it up. I didn't post a video on Facebook or anything about it, but it is there. So go check it out. It was a short, quick 4th of July episode. We tasted some horrible firework Oreos. You can try one if you want.
Pop Rocks.
I don't really think. I don't think they're great, but it's funny. I was listening to that because when we were on vacation last week, we brought a package of them down.
Oh, did you?
And Brian all week wanted to eat them, but we saved them for the 4th of July and was like,
Was it a
"Listen,
letdown?"
But you guys, I couldn't see the video, but I think you did it wrong. Oreos, I'm not an Oreo person, but you're supposed to lick the icing,
That
not chew it.
makes
So
more
if you lick
sense.
the icing,
Yeah.
you taste the Pop Rocks a little bit more.
That makes more sense.
I was hearing you chew on it, and I'm like, oh, doing it all wrong. You know?
See,
It's the
we were not only chewing, but like Gina, who's Nick's sister-in-law, was there, and she was like, "No, take a bite, chew, and then stick it to the roof of your mouth." I was like, "This is too like it shouldn't be like a science experiment
Right.
trying to eat an Oreo," but
Give
that
him another chance.
no one thought of that.
Are they here?
They're here. Well, I'll go grab them in a second.
Okay, we can do that.
The one other thing that I want to say is that not to totally backtrack on what I said last week about hating U2. I still hate U2, but
Mhm.
I totally you mentioned a U2 cover band, and when I was in grad school, I would go see. I think you went with me a couple times, or at least once. I used to go
didn't see
to
anything
the
U2.
Village. Yeah, no, I used to go to the Village Underground and go see the band over there that used to play. They were a cover band, not a U2 cover band, but they were just a regular bar band, cover band, over at the Village Underground.
Oh,
in
yeah.
the Village, obviously. And I remember I used to go there like after class all the
That
time.
was a Thursday night thing, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And I always used to like if I didn't have much to do, I would get out of class Thursday night, and go. NYU was right across the street, so
Right.
I'd just go down the street and I'd go see this band, and they were awesome, like the best cover band I've ever seen in my life. And I remember one time they covered a U2 song, and I can't remember exactly which song it was, but they started covering it and they started playing it, and I was like, oh god damn it. It was like a kind of like, oh, I gotta go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
But they started playing it, and I was like, holy shit, I like this song. Like they did, I mean, and obviously we know from being in a
Right.
cover band, like you can play a shit song, and it could be, you could just, make it into something that's a lot
Something else,
better.
yeah.
And so
I
they
agree.
played that, and I was like, wow, this is the first time I'm actually enjoying a U2 song.
But what are we were talking about venues before that you guys like playing at. What is your favorite song to play, like to cover, to play?
Ooh.
There's a different, I'm glad you asked it in that way, because there's a different version of asking that song that a lot of people will come up to you and ask. Lots of particularly like stereotypical drunk people who are like at a bar will come up and be like, yo man, what's your best song? What's your best song? And I'm like, what does that even mean? What's my best song? I understand like the favorite, what's your favorite song to play, but some people are just like, what's your best? I've heard that countless amounts of times. What do you guys play? We do a little bit of everything, a little country, a little classic rock, but what's your best song?
Couldn't tell you.
I don't know.
Just answer with Freebird.
That's like, yeah. I'm just gonna start making shit up now.
You're gonna yell it out anyway.
Yo, man, you ever see Titanic? We do that Celine Dion song like no one else. But I shouldn't say that because actually 90s Night does that song and they actually kill it.
Yeah.
And they're frequent listeners.
I like anything new we do.
Really?
Anything not new as far as like new on the radio, like just came out. Anything that we just learned. Like a freshie, like a fresh one for me.
But see, for me,
keeps
like,
you on your feet,
right?
Because otherwise, you can play every song while you're sleeping.
Yeah,
right? You know what I mean.
I agree with you 100% on that. But and for my thing, and we were talking about this the other day.
Yeah,
is I like that at practice. As far as the show goes, that's fine. Hopefully, it comes out well.
Gotta just do it.
But I mean, when you're at rehearsal, I like learning like new stuff that I haven't played before instead of like, should we bring this back? And it's like,
we always want to bring stuff back.
Yeah,
just makes sense.
I know, and it
just makes sense
and it's a good idea.
It's easy enough.
Because songs go through like, okay, it's super popular now, and then it gets overplayed, and then it goes through like a little bit of a lull, and then it comes back.
Yes.
It's like, well, let's go over that and do it again, and it's cool, and that's fine. But it's just for my own entertainment purposes, I do like doing new stuff at shows but at practice too.
Yeah. I like all the dancey stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we have like what we call the 70s mashup, and it's all like I Will Survive and
disco stuff,
La Freak, all the disco stuff,
disco divas.
Yeah, and that stuff is like, I mean that's Nile Rodgers shit. So like, it's fun for me. Like I like songs like that where it's just
I'm walking all over it too.
Yeah, so. And like you would think that like guitar players would like the song that you shred on the most, and like I talk to students about that all the time. Like the more seasoned you become, it's just like it's more about like that, just like in the pocket, like Michael Jackson did it and just like the one thing the whole entire time. It's like a different discipline.
See, like if you oh god,
no, that's that, and just because it makes people dance, like that's why I like playing that stuff. I
do. There's a lot for me. It's like, okay, well, there's like my favorite song that we play. That's one of my favorite songs, let's say. Or then there's like my favorite song that gets the crowd going, or just different. There's like when you say favorite, there's I have a lot of favorites, but for different reasons.
Tough question.
And I mean there's songs that it's like it's almost like it's my favorite song that I don't regularly like.
Right.
Which is interesting too. And being in a cover band for so long, it's like you've learned to appreciate things that like I would never ever listen to that song,
Totally.
But I have a new appreciation for it because I'm playing it.
Right.
I didn't like country until I started like playing with you guys.
Some of those, I mean, Chicken Fried's like, everyone loves
but it
Chicken
opens
Fried,
the door, you know what I mean?
What's the other one that we
I like all that like Miranda Lambert shit that we used to do.
Yeah. That's cool.
No, you don't
cool
like some of that.
To it.
See, I like that too.
What?
You don't like some of that old
Go and fix your makeup, honey.
Oh, that one is.
I like that one.
What's the one we played? We played the other night. We've been playing it sort of frequently.
Done. Band parody.
I like that song, and it's like it's a fun song to play. Which that's like
it's a little more
favorite.
rockin' than it is country.
There's
on
like
the record,
songs that are like, well, I like this song because I'm I get to like enjoy playing in the pocket, and then there's another song that's like it's my favorite song that I get to do like a bunch of fills and stuff. You know? So it's tough for me to kind of.
Well, it's funny because I don't really know anything about music. But I mean, I don't know anything about playing music. I love music and I know stuff about that. But I always thought that when Vicky played at our event the first couple of years, I thought she sounded very country. Like I thought she had a.
I can see that. I can see that.
She played like what was it the Fleetwood Mac, like the
landslide,
and I thought like
of course,
and it just like I just felt like and I wasn't really into country music at the time. So I was like, oh, when she joins the band, man, they're gonna play a ton of new country stuff.
I think she adapted.
Yeah.
I mean, we did do country stuff, but
Right.
I think she adapted because because then she probably played her guitar.
Yep.
Now she's not playing guitar. She's just performing.
Yeah.
We had discussed that briefly of her bringing her guitar out, but I don't know.
Yeah. She's had my bass since she joined the band, but I've never seen her play
I
it.
don't think she's ever picked it up. But I think one of the things that we try to do, crafting like sets, playing 3 or 4 sets a night, trying to choose. This is almost, I think, maybe giving away the secret sauce a little bit, but we try. I think every band sort of tries to do this.
Mayo and mustard mixed.
That's not what I'm talking about. Isn't it like
Tastes
Thousand
good.
Island? But
Oh
Yeah, it is. Mac
'cause
sauce,
there's
it's like
definitely-
Thousand Island.
There's
Yeah.
like pickles in it, right? And Thousand Island has pickles in it.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
But we try to okay, this is the first set. People are probably just chilling, or you try to reel them in with a couple different types of sing-alongs and stuff that they're really familiar with, and then as the night goes on, you introduce the dancey stuff, and then once everyone's like drunk at the end of the night,
And
you
the
do
rock
like
stuff.
super sing-alongs, which is like living on a prayer, and like
Yeah.
the harder stuff that we do, like we played it depends on the crowd, but like
Yeah,
we play to a
play
lot
different
of
sets depending on places.
a lot of like when we play all that like Blink-182 and
That, you know what?
That's
to
our
really
rock
answer
set,
your
pretty much.
question, like, I love playing that pop punk stuff.
yeah.
Taking Back Sunday. Taking Back Sunday.
Just been trying to convince me to
We
go to the
even do a
concert.
starting line song, which that's like that might be their most popular song, but
Yeah.
definitely like a B-side. But people go nuts.
Yeah.
And
You
it's
gotta hit
always
the
like a
right crowd
surprise.
for it,
You
though.
have to hit the right crowd, and sometimes it's a risk.
Yeah.
But when you hit it, and it's like, because they do not, even for myself, I would never expect a cover band to play something like that.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you can like that kind of music, that can be your favorite kind of music, but you can understand that a cover band's not going to play that and enjoy your other favorite songs. But then when they break that stuff out, it's like, holy shit.
Well, being at a
That's
bunch of your shows, I
awesome.
think that's what, not that I know much, but like separates you guys. Like, I think when I've been at shows, not that I can get out all that often, but when you start playing some of that stuff that people from like my era and things like that was like your high school songs and things
Right.
like that was a huge thing. I mean,
Mhm,
being
mhm.
in Nardies on Monday, every single time you guys play "Hey Jealousy," I send it to my buddy Nick Marucci. Like, it's like that was our song in college.
See,
that
like,
was like
Brings you back
know,
to another
yeah,
time.
Yeah, and that's what music does.
Yeah.
A comment like that is like, I really appreciate that. Thank you. Because that is one of the things that that's always going through my head when we're playing. I mean, because you're going to get stuff too where it's like, all right, we're going to play the song. We know everybody. Not to be like
Right.
boastful or whatever, but it's like if you have a big crowd in New Jersey, they're going to sing the
Yeah.
Bon Jovi song.
Right.
So for me, hearing a comment like that is like, that's extra for me.
And I also
You know,
appreciate
I like
your
that.
no offense. I do like him. Your New Jersey cover band that I've never heard you play is Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah.
Because you never will.
we get a lot of shit for that.
Yeah,
too.
we do get a lot
It's
of
like
shit for
every
that.
time like you go to a gig, especially in the summertime, and especially like an outdoor gig, it's like you just kind of like
But it happened.
clench your teeth and hope they'll
It
request
happened.
it.
Sure.
It happened this past Sunday when we were down at Latitudes. I know you wanted to mention Latitudes.
Yeah,
which is
Joey
now
Harrison.
Joey Harrison's
Yeah.
River House. Thanks for everyone who came out, and thanks to the wonderful staff there who
There's
always
a story
treats us
there
great.
too, which maybe if we have time we can get into it.
Yeah, but I was just gonna say we were getting a drink before we started, and one of the guys who was sitting at the bar with his new wife, older guy, but new wife. They had just gotten married there the past week.
Oh, awesome!
At-
I saw a wedding going on there once before. This is a really, really beautiful place.
Yeah, it's a great place. And
Oh,
he was
man.
like, we love this place. We had our wedding here last week. We're just coming back and hanging out. And he was like, what do you guys play? And I was like, a little bit of everything, this, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, I was like, do you want to hear anything specific? And he's like, because I always ask that,
Right.
which is
Yeah.
like, you're risking,
Yes,
That's for me
yes.
too, though.
You
That's
have to,
yeah,
but he was like, can I get a little Springsteen? And I was like, you know what? I'm sorry, but like we don't really play that much Springsteen. He's like, oh, that's okay. And then he was like, "What about this?" And he said Matchbox 20, which like I've never really gotten a request from Matchbox 20. But
we have,
but that's doable.
But yeah, so then we started with,
which is cool.
Did you play it?
that. Yeah, we started with that to kick it off.
But at the end of the night, there was people up top, and they came down and requested a few songs, and that's the route we went, and they were like digging it the whole time up top.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But there was two things I wanted to say before we like get kicked off here. I don't know what time we're at. But yeah, go ahead.
Well, can we say too, and you started to, I was gonna maybe interrupt you before when you were talking about how we didn't post
last week.
From last week. When that happens, can you tell everyone where to find?
You go on the podcast app, iTunes.
So yeah, again, anyone who's watching this or watches this later and you have not yet checked us out, please subscribe either on the podcast app, iTunes. I think you can still get it even if you have an Android podcast
so
app.
if you're listening and we get cut off
for
time reasons, you can listen to the full episode
on
and like we've noticed, like it's like time's up, whatever, but it's like we'll keep going, and that will be
we do keep going, and the end
on
usually
YouTube
gets
as well.
So again on the podcast app, the Pajama Party podcast, just look for our little icon. I think it actually is still the old picture. I haven't changed it yet, so it still has the Under Pressure logo.
Transition.
I did have to search for it today via Under Pressure.
Yeah,
the podcast.
It still says hosted by Under Pressure, but it doesn't matter. It's the same thing. Also, if you want to watch the full thing, we do record everything and we put it up on our YouTube channel. Just search the Sweet Talkers. I think we're like one of the Sweet Talkers. You'll see our logo with the lips on the YouTube channel, and subscribe there too. And there's a bunch of other videos there for you guys to check out. Some stuff from Nardies, which is the one thing I wanted to talk about. Some stuff from Nardies, from some newer stuff that we've been doing. And there's a couple acoustic videos up there. We'll be, recording some stuff throughout the rest of the summer. But so check that out. And what I wanted to talk about was you were at Nardies.
I was at Nardies.
Yeah. How was your vacation?
It's wonderful. It was great.
Sad to be back, huh?
It's back to the grind, but it was a great trip, great weather, great week.
Yeah.
Good bands. So it was good.
It's awesome.
Yeah. We had a good
Yeah,
time.
See any other cover bands while you're down there?
Well, it's funny because that Bayview Park right there, we usually go there. You guys played there one time.
Yeah, we played there a couple times. Yeah.
We normally go down on the night they have a show, and we bring our lawn chairs and stuff. The house we rented was on the bay, and when I looked, it was close to it. I didn't realize that we were able to watch both cover bands from our house. So just sat out, grilled.
That's awesome.
And
That's great.
they were good, but not as good as Monday night at Nardies. That was good.
I know. It seemed like you were having a good time. You were singing and everything. I came down. You were singing with me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if
may
you recall that.
No, I do. There may or may not be some videos posted about that, but that was a great time, man. Listen, it's pineapple shirt gets you every time.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what my little one Savannah bought it for me, and she chants wear the pineapple shirt, and I just it was a good time. We had a good time.
Were we talking about who's pineapple shirt?
My
your
from
pineapple shirt.
Nardies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Vicky has a pineapple shirt too.
Aloha, Vicky. I think she's listening.
In Hawaii?
No,
she
just wears a pineapple
with
shirt.
Two pineapples strategically placed on her shirt, and it says Aloha.
But now that you guys have been playing Monday at Nardies, I mean, that's when we've gone down there because we've gone almost every year. That's like a highlight of the week. We took the bus for the first time this time.
Nice.
So.
Yeah, that's cool.
I took the bus for the first time this year
That's
too.
Right, you did.
But they gave us a short bus.
Yeah, those are the new ones. They have two of those now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good, but that was a good time.
Yeah.
But I would say next time, if closer to the event and things you were talking about coming back, disappointed in the no pajamas. We lost the pajamas. Like, I mean, I have
Don't
multiple pajamas that
Mike
I
totally squashed.
I was getting ready to break out. Mike
even had
said
a plan of like having. So wait a minute.
I'm sorry.
One of my ideas too, which
Yeah.
I wanted to do, was that when we had guests on the Pajama Party podcast, that their like gift would be a pair of, well, I guess what would now be Sweet Talkers pajamas. which don't actually exist right now. But
That's a great
I
idea.
think that
Still
would have been a
building
good
up all
thing.
the new merch.
And every time we do it, says Mike's here in a pair of jeans. It's like, dude, I don't really want to wear my pajamas. I'd rather wear jeans.
Well,
But I am.
So the idea for the Pajama Party podcast, first of all,
Right, we have to go into this.
we were rebranding.
Yes, we do have to go back into this.
Nick's like, yeah.
Go ahead.
So we
It's
were
my idea.
we were rebranding the name of the band and the whole thing, and no one really knew we were doing that, but we were doing that behind the scenes, and we were discussing new names for the group, and we were throwing out a bunch of things, and Nick kept I'm gonna say joking, but I don't think he was actually joking, but he wanted to name the band Pajama Party.
Yeah.
So
Great name.
Yeah.
and he said, "Oh yeah, we'll go out every night. We'll wear a onesie, feety pajamas, and we'll play." And of course, we were like, "But what happens like last weekend when we go out and we have like
105
play
degrees.
105
No,
degrees?
you wear like what?
Pajama shorts and
No, you
Booty
wear
shorts?
you wear the nightgown like Grandpa Joe wears in Willy Wonka.
Oh,
What
come
if I
on.
what if I sleep naked?
Well, you
Well,
got to wear
listen.
something.
When it's that hot,
You know, this is
wear-
a family-friendly event you're going to be playing.
Yeah, well,
When it's that hot, you just open the butt flap on the onesies.
No, you wear the nightgown, the male nightgown.
so Nick was
A moo-moo?
a moo.
Whatever it is.
So Nick was a little upset that no one really wanted to go in that direction. I named the band Pajama Party. So at the same time, we had been discussing doing a podcast for over a year
Mhm.
before we actually did it.
Mhm.
So I suddenly had more free time, and we were like getting ready to start doing the podcast, and I said to Nick and the guys, and I said, let's call the podcast the Pajama Party Podcast, and we'll do it on like Sunday
That was
afternoons.
the plan, yeah.
So the plan was to do it as like a Sunday afternoon, like cure your hangover with us kind of thing. Well,
Coffee and pajamas.
where
breakfast.
where we would like wake up on Sunday from our gigs. Lots of times Vicky will stay at Nick's house, and we'll kind of just,
Right.
have coffee and talk about what happened the night before and Friday night
Marys.
and everything, and then Sunday's rough for us because we're wiped out on
Yeah,
Sunday.
somebody likes to sleep.
I know Vicky was saying and talking about going back to Sundays. I'll do the best I can.
We should. We'll just do it from your bedroom. We'll just set up a boom mic so that you don't even have to. You just have to roll over. Once you get going, you just go. You didn't even get his normal warm-up routine today.
Yeah.
I had heard about that on the last week's. I was like, what is this?
I left it in last week. Usually I
wait.
cut it out.
Oh, you did? Oh.
Yeah. So it's not.
Just
It wasn't
say,
bad.
like kind of inappropriate things continuously.
I'm gonna put together. I'm already putting together a highlights reel.
Montage.
So this is episode
Wow,
16.
I always
16.
I feel like a lot of times
good.
my band members always capture the worst of me. Like
That's
there
the
was
best.
I was wearing that weird hat a couple of weeks ago. It was still cold. I remember because I had like a coat on and I grabbed one of the hats that was in the garage.
It was cold.
I think it was cold.
Weeks
Wasn't
ago,
it
it was cold.
Do you know that it's July?
It was about a month ago. It was still like unseasonably chilly.
I feel like your perception of time is not as accurate as everybody else's.
Didn't we discuss that once before?
Make
Yeah.
sure to show up September 30th if you don't mind.
Joe, write it on your hand.
Well, anyway, maybe it was 2 months ago. I don't know. I put a hat on and I feel like I was wearing a jacket. A hoodie?
Probably not.
I don't know, but it was weird. And you captured that on film.
Yeah.
Not on film, on digital, whatever.
So since we're all here, brothers to brothers, one of the things I wanted to bring up, I wanted to ask you guys is this is funny. Well, I guess it's not funny, but there's only two of us. There's three of you, but two of you here. What was like the influential? Because he doesn't know this as much as I'm going to reveal in a second, but how was
Where are you going with this?
how was
I'm
like
getting scared, too.
I guess I'm more so talking to you because you're the oldest
Okay.
and you're the youngest and Chris is in between, but getting involved into music?
I think Chris started that.
Yeah, he started taking lessons first.
Yeah.
Guitar lessons.
But was it because you got, did you get involved because like your brothers were starting to get involved?
That's why I did it, yeah.
I can't.
That's why I did it.
Listen, I would like to say this. Because Chris started, I think he started playing guitar when he was 8.
Right.
So at that point, I think that's about when, I've always had like those kiddie drum sets as a kid.
Yeah.
I used to play on pots and pans all the time. But it was when Chris got his first guitar and started taking lessons. It was about the time when I started doing drums. So
and
he
I
was
wasn't
8.
playing anything.
Yeah.
I swear
was
I thought you were going to
10.
say doing drugs.
At the time, Nick was 6. I don't remember
No.
Nick playing much stuff until high school.
Yeah.
I don't know
No, I
how
played
accurate
before
you
that.
did. I know you did trumpet first, but then all of a sudden, from my memory, and I know you said like my time, and you're right, my time is just messed up. All of a sudden, I feel
Must have been the drugs. I'm just kidding.
Anyway,
Okay.
because now I had been in bands with Chris, like on and off, like different original bands and stuff.
And I was
like
in
that.
bands with Chris.
And then Nick was in
I
bands
was.
with other bands with Chris, and 2 of us weren't ever in a band. And all of a sudden, he
This is the first
joined
one
this
of the
one
first bands.
band, and
Yeah.
it would seem like out of nowhere, he was like this awesome bass player. I'm like,
Right.
Thank you.
Where the hell did that come from?
But you were a guitar player first, right?
No.
Oh, you weren't?
No, I always played the
Well,
bass. I was always
thought that.
towards the bass.
Interesting.
So what happened with Chris, I think, and I don't want to speak for him or anything, but our parents were kind of into music. They didn't play anything, but they liked to listen to it or whatever. I think that's why he wanted to get into it.
Right.
And then he was, at the time, he was like anal, and he didn't let anybody touch his stuff. So I used to have to
man.
sneak.
At the time?
Yeah.
Well, I could play his guitars now. He lets me,
Oh,
but
I got you.
then I had to
Yeah.
kind of like steal it and like
Right.
when he wasn't home, play it.
I used to do that too, and every single time I touched the guitar, freaking string broke. So it's like you couldn't even like play it for a little bit and put it back before he got home because it was
Right.
like at the time you're like I'm 10 years old. I don't even play guitar. It's like string broke.
Well, he
I don't know
had
how
a
to change
guitar
a string.
under your bed, the J.C. Penney's guitar you had.
Yeah.
The J.C.
Un-
Penney guitar.
under his-
Chris's first one was a Toys R Us guitar.
Yeah.
rest in
Yeah,
peace.
I had a
going
Harmony,
out.
a Harmony
It's there, it exists.
Sunburst Harmony guitar from J.C. Penney.
And I remember I pulled it out from under your bed one time and I tried to play it and I broke the string and I thought I didn't know the strings break and I was
Right.
like, oh my God, I broke this. And I was like, open
Thought
out
you
of
broke
shape.
the
I don't
guitar.
remember that.
He thought you broke the guitar.
I don't know what I did, but I remember distinctly like, oh my God, I totally.
That's funny.
See,
messed
I
it
don't
up.
even know if Chris knew how to change the strings. That's how early on this was. Because it was like I just want to
Try it.
I want to try it.
Just try it.
Yeah.
And
Well, that's the
time-
story of Van Halen, right?
Really?
Yeah. So they started off on opposite
The opposite
instruments.
way,
So
yeah.
Alex and Eddie.
I did hear that.
Alex had a guitar and Eddie had a drum set, and I can't remember. I think Eddie wanted to buy the drum set. He bought the drum set, and to pay for it, he had to do a paper route. So while he was out on the paper route all the time, Alex was playing his drum set, and it was something like that, or maybe it was the
Right.
opposite or something like that. But one was jealous of the other, one was never home, and then eventually they were just like, why don't we just switch? And they just switched. But
That's awesome.
Yeah, that was cool.
That's crazy.
See, I just remember like it being such an epic thing when
Yeah.
the string was broken. So now it's like now he can't practice for the week, and we have to wait till we go to lessons, and then they're gonna have to get strings, and someone's gonna have to change it. When it's just like now, it's like, and I see like because you've broken strings
them on the
stage
fly.
before, and it's
yeah.
like you're singing the song while you're restringing the guitar. And I mean, I can string a guitar myself too now.
Yeah.
It's not that as big of a deal as it was.
Yeah.
23 years ago.
I put that on my resume. Like, can restring a guitar while singing and tuning at the same
Did you really?
Mhm.
So what was his thing? This reveal?
Yeah.
that-
Before I say that, it's funny. You talk about like being young, breaking a string, and like not knowing what the hell's going on.
Right.
I had a student once who I went to their lesson and they were like, I broke a string, and I was like, all right, that's no problem. They're like, do I need to buy a new guitar? I was
Oh
like,
my God.
No.
did I throw this one away? No. But I honestly don't even remember which student that was, so it's not that bad.
But yeah, I always played bass.
That's funny.
Your bass was my first bass. That's how you lent it to me.
Really?
Yeah.
And now Vicky has it.
Now Vicky has it. That bass, yes, was my first bass.
I thought we had
I
those
swear to God.
basses
Talk about a
around the
hand-me-down.
same time. Because
I didn't get mine until afterwards because Mom and Dad wouldn't buy me a bass unless they knew I was into it, so I borrowed yours.
That's funny.
And
they didn't want to waste money. We had other instruments.
Right. See, because now I messed around a little bit with the bass. And I think we borrowed one from school.
Right.
It wasn't the one that you have now, that J bass. Yeah, it was all black. No, I think it was a Fender.
Yeah.
I think so, and it was older than the one that you have. It was like a 60-something.
Yeah, mine's a 76.
I thought it was 71.
76.
So what's funny is that they never
real.
So Joe is 5 years older than me, and then we have our sister, obviously, who's 2 years older than Joe, and neither of them ever owned or had an instrument. That's just dawning on me now that you guys never even. And I was talking to a new student's parent today, and little hyperactive child, and to say the least. And she was just like, she's a little bit of like a hippie and like whatever. And she was just like, yeah, maybe this. I was like, oh, he did really well in his piano lesson today. Like, he seems to have a knack for it, but he's a little all over the place. But I kind of just let him like do his thing, you know. Can you just hit close on the first phone right here?
Yes.
So she was like, yeah, you know, like sports, he's out in the soccer field just like dancing around. Like maybe music will be his thing. No. She was saying this. My student's mom was saying that to me. But anyway, so Joe and my sister went down the sports route. And in 8th grade, I was playing baseball up until 8th grade. And then I was also simultaneously taking drum lessons and guitar lessons. And then I was just like, I don't want to play baseball anymore. That was the only thing I tried playing hockey, tried following in his footsteps, even went to RBC for a year.
Would have been definitely a better hockey player than me, but continue.
Me?
Yeah, definitely would have.
I don't think so. Yeah, so, you know, they went down that road and I steered and went down the other road. But the story that I was going to tell, that I love telling people, I love telling my students and stuff like that, is that I always played drums, but then I started playing guitar because I saw this kid play guitar at one of the Notable Music concerts. They were Notable Music kids too.
No way.
Which we could talk about it later. But I started playing guitar, and I always had that JCPenney guitar, but I never was like, I don't know, I just couldn't get into it. You know, I was like more attracted to the drums or whatever. And one day I was in Bayshore Music Center, because they had advertised cymbal sales, and it was always bullshit at that place. And
they were owned by Freehold, right?
Yes. So I diverted and I was looking at their sheet music section, and I saw a book, a Black Sabbath guitar book. And at the time when we were younger, we were into that. Well, he was into that kind of stuff. Him and my dad were always listened to like Black Sabbath and like some of he got into like more of the harder stuff, Pantera, kind of that kind of stuff. And I picked up, I was just going through books, and I just recognized a name because I knew that he listened to it. And so I remember my parents, we got kicked off. Sorry, okay. But my parents had like the old school phone, like pre-flip phone. And I remember I was like, give me the phone. I got to call Joe. And I don't even know if you remember this. And I called him, and I was like, there's this Black Sabbath book, guitar book at the music store. I don't know if I should get it. And he's going, well, what songs are in it? And I turn it over, and I'm like reading the songs, and I know like maybe one or two of the songs at this point. And I'm like, should I get it? He's like, yeah, those are great songs. And it was like a best of. The book's actually right down there. I can grab it in a second. And so he's like, yeah, bring it home. And I brought it home, and I like picked up the guitar, figured out how to tune it. And this was like before I started taking lessons and everything. And I sat there and I figured out how to read like guitar tabs, which is not that challenging to do. And we sat there with, our sister's boombox and a CD and just like
guitar.
and my JC Penney guitar, and he was like, "Oh, let's play this one. Let's play this one." And I was just playing, and he was just sitting there like watching, like, and just hanging out with me. And I was like, at those two moments was like when I came on, like, registered as like a guitar player.
Yeah.
And I started playing. And then I was after that.
How
I was
old
like,
were you?
I had to be like 10 or 11.
Yep.
Well,
and then War Pigs was like the first song you ever learned.
That was
I remember that.
Yeah,
No
we were just
shit.
kind of like rifling through, like, oh, Paranoid. Oh, let's go to War Pigs. You know, doing all that.
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like kind of doing whatever. And then I went to Notable and met, you know, the legendary Matt O'Ree. And
you had Matt O'Ree?
I always had Matt. I think I
No
maybe
way.
had, you know, a couple other people for subs before or along the
I
way.
don't remember Matt from there.
Yeah, he was there. He was
Really?
definitely there. Greg Z knew him.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Greg knew him, but I always just remember Greg and
Bruce.
yeah,
R.I.P.
yeah.
Yeah, I
That's
actually talked
someone-
to Ryan from Jukebox Criminals over at Monmouth Music, which, by the way, go buy some stuff at Monmouth Music because they're
Anything left?
selling everything. I don't think so.
Go buy some stuff. They have anything now?
Yeah.
But Ryan was
I need a new set of hi-hats now.
You should go
at least
there.
just the bottom.
But I went there and he was like, "You hear about Bruce?" And one of the guitar teachers who used to teach over at Notable, and he taught at Monmouth, and he was like a legend around here in his own way. And he passed away a couple weeks ago, heart attack.
Jeez.
Yeah, he was a heavy smoker. Winston's. I always remember he smoked
boy.
Winston's, and he would always put them in, because I worked the front desk at Notable.
Right.
He would always buy a new pack, put them in the gold. He had like a gold cigarette case, like those old school ones, and then he would throw them. He'd give me the box, and I'd throw them out for him behind the counter. But a super nice guy, and he taught me a lot of shit. So, you know, cheers to him. He was a good guy. Jesus. But this was fun.
Yeah,
It
This
was.
fun.
It's a good time.
Please come back. Not only to talk about the event, but, you know,
Just
whenever
to
you
bullshit.
want. Just to bullshit. We
Yeah.
talk about a lot of
Oh.
stuff with, you know, your guys' shared profession, sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Every now and then it comes up.
Sure.
And just music in general. And
Yeah.
anything else you want to...
Yeah, no, I mean,
about
first
the
I thank you
event and
guys a
everything?
lot. I mean, I don't know what people understand or don't understand about the event, but, you know, you guys as well, every the band that comes, they do it out of, like, the kindness of their heart. And, like, you know, I understand you guys are trying to make money and a living and all that, but we really, you know, appreciate that. So, yeah. And if anyone is interested in, you know, we do door prizes and things. So if you know people or are interested in sponsoring something, check us out on Facebook. We also have a Gmail account. So chelseadelivershope@gmail.com.
Cool.
We'll keep you posted about stuff, and we're looking forward to it. It'll be a
I
fun
definitely
day.
want to try to get some of that information into the school that I work at.
Sure.
And see if there's anybody that can.
And that's the biggest thing we're trying to do is, like, that's why we picked Headliner, was like, can we get a new place? Can we get some? Because the first year we had like 350 people. And then slowly but surely, you know, like, I think last year was still great. We had a great time, but it was like 150 maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So we're trying a new venue. People are always asking, like, how do we get around this, you know, no auctioning? So we got the Child auction. You know, we're going to do it now in the fall. So, like, you know, our kids will be back in school. My wife was texting some people about, you know, we got a couple people who are already ready to buy tickets, and just any other ideas. I know we got some ideas in the work that we're just not ready to put out yet. But,
Yeah.
you know, to do it, to just drum up people who want to come and have a good time and listen to music, and, you know, donation, you know, like donating to a cause is a
Right.
byproduct of just having a good Sunday afternoon.
Yeah. It's going to be good.
It's gonna be awesome.
It's going to be really good.
And I'm glad, and I want to hopefully keep it this way, that we don't have anything after, so we can
Right.
spend the whole day there,
Yeah.
hang out.
And
before we
Headliner,
go
we're
on,
trying to get
after we go
them,
on.
some info because part of their thing is they're gonna help us promote it.
Cool.
They have some social media people and things. So yeah, we'll help you get the stuff to the school and
Awesome.
and then I guess you guys aren't playing, so you can hang out, huh?
Yeah.
It's gonna be good.
Awesome.
Yeah, Sunday fun day.
Sunday fun day.
Yeah, Sunday fun day. Cool.
All right.
Well, yeah. Again, go check out Chelsea Delivers Hope Facebook page or at Gmail, and we'll definitely post all the info on our page at the Sweet Talkers NJ on both Facebook and Instagram. Be sure to check our website. We'll definitely put something on the website too, where even if you can't be a part of it but want to donate to the cause, we'll definitely make sure that we put that information out there. Joe will definitely
where we are.
Yeah.
Before we end. Sorry.
No, you're good. This Friday. What is this Friday? Which is the
Water Street.
14th,
Oh,
whatever
yeah.
this is. July 13th.
Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th. Oh, and we're at Water Street, which is, I've seen fights there. Thank God for Officer Ed.
DJ Officer
He'll be
Ed.
DJ. So we'll be at Water
So
Street.
Make him a booth
We do.
out
we
of
do.
cardboard
I know.
and Christmas lights.
We'll be at Baker's Water Street in Toms River with DJ Officer Ed and all those crazy characters over there this Friday. And then Saturday, we're back up in Morristown at the Grasshopper. Come early because it gets crowded. It gets crazy. Come early and do an Irish car bomb with us.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
We're getting some, loyal fans up in that
This
way.
is the first time we're going to be
been-
at the Grasshopper as the Sweet Talkers.
Ooh.
So we're going to have to do a lot of explaining to a lot of people.
Ooh.
Okay, though.
But it'll be good,
Yeah.
and I think we're going to be talking to somebody there, possibly lining up some acoustic stuff.
Right.
I don't want to jump the gun with that yet, but hopefully that'll work out. And then get there early, take a car bomb with us, and then afterwards go get a grilled cheese across the street because those are the best grilled cheeses in the world, or at least in New Jersey.
Tell you what though, that cheese truck that's near where your parents.
Yeah, they live on States Road. Yeah.
They have good grilled cheeses too.
Oh, you've had it?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
I'm pretty sure anyway. When we did the Hoboken event, there was a grilled cheese truck, and I think it was the same one.
Yeah.
And I had this awesome one with like steak on it.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
That's the best day.
La, 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 la.
Saturday. And then I don't think we're anywhere Sunday.
No.
Back at Nardi's on Monday. We still have a bunch more Mondays there. We do have a bunch of other stuff coming up this month. We're back at Stage House. We're at a new place in Pennsylvania.
Awesome.
We're going to be down at Harris Pool, which we should
that's
talk
right.
about.
July
Start promoting.
22nd, I think, or
July
21st?
22nd. It's a
22nd.
Sunday, July 22nd. We'll be at Harris Pool. It's a Sunday. It's a summer. You ain't got nothing to do on Monday, so
Go swimming.
come swimming. Come check us out if you're in Atlantic City. Get a room. They're cheap on a Sunday.
I might have to bring my pineapple shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do it. Do it. And then that later this month we're back at the Osprey on the 27th. It's a Friday.
Wow.
We got a
this is gonna
fun
be an
full
awesome
month.
This is July's our best month, I think. We have a lot of stuff going
Excited.
on. And the Keensburg Beach concert is at the end of the month.
Awesome.
So
about
we'll be
that.
on the beach in Keensburg, which is always a great time.
Super local.
It's outdoors, sunset.
Probably bring a cooler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully we
Is
get
that?
the power situation.
Yeah, they should have had that figured out. I think they
It's in
will.
Keensburg at one of the what beach is
day?
that?
I don't know. It's like.
Might be a Tuesday,
No, it's a Friday.
Friday.
I'm sorry, that's the start of August 3rd,
Friday.
which is before Donovan's. So we got August 3rd is Donovan's. August 3rd is on the beach in Keensburg. The 4th is Donovan's, which is during the day at like 12 o'clock. And then the 5th, Sunday, August 5th, is we're back at the patio bar.
Yes.
Which is going to be great. It's been a great summer.
And then Nardi's again.
And then Nardi's again.
It's gonna be a long weekend.
Yeah.
We have a double one of those days too.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll
Don't
have.
mention that to me. Wait
It'll
till
be
it
fun.
comes.
We're gonna try to get maybe somebody as a guest next week to join the podcast. But like I said, anytime you are welcome to come just, talk to us, or whether you want to promote something or not, just come hang out and
thanks, guys.
Drinking Carton again. Shout out to Carton. Not looking for a sponsor, but hey, we love your beer. And I'm still sticking true to your
I am
number one.
Maybe one week I should have some whole garden.
You should. We'll get you some. I'll get you some next week.
That'd be cool.
Thanks again. And,
thank you guys for having me. It's fun.
We'll talk soon. Thanks for everyone for tuning in. Talk to you later. Bye.
Peace.
Bye.